Hello, kindergartners. Today I'm coming to you from Bernie's school. Hi. And I'm using our whiteboard so I can show you this art project. This goes along with our story, The Poppy Lady, and it tells us about a tradition that we have in our country around patriotic holidays, especially Memorial Day, which was last Monday. And so today we're going to make a poppy. And if you've seen a poppy around town, they have a pretty cool look. They're usually red or pink or bright, bright orange. Some of them could be white. And so today we're going to make a red poppy. The red poppy is a symbol of remembering people who have fought in the armed forces or people who have passed away because they were fighting for our country. People oftentimes will wear a red poppy on their lapel. It might be made of paper or fabric. Today we're going to make a poppy that's made of paper. Let me pull this up real quick. When you get this piece of paper, I'm not going to ask you to work on this side that has the poppy. I'm going to ask you to work on the back side. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold it up to see the line. We're going to look and see if we can't find that line. And we're going to tear paper and glue it onto the back. Trust me. So every now and again in our video, I'm going to ask you to stop, hold this up to the light, and see where your paper is. We're going to tear that red paper so that it covers that flower. It's not covering this side, it's covering the back side. We need these lines later on, okay? So please make sure that you have your supplies ready. You need the big blue piece of paper, you need the red paper, the white poppy, and then there's a little black strip of paper that you will need. You are also going to need glue, and you will need scissors. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to set our scissors off to the side, and we're going to put our glue off to the side and the black piece. Everything else is going to get kind of pushed away. I'm going to use my white poppy and my red paper. All of this is going to get set away. So, like I said, you're going to work on the back side of this paper. I'm also going to use this red paper and glue. Check this out. I'm going to start tearing my paper. Kindergartners, poppies are a flower that it's pretty lacy. I'm going to actually pick this paper up and hold it up to the light so I can see. I'm going to start just gluing some of my, look at this, I made a big glob of glue, and I'm going to glue these pieces on just all over. Okay, you want the raw edges of the paper to show, and it's going to make it look like a flower petal that's kind of ruffly. You should have plenty of paper here today. And we're going to cover everything. Okay, does that make sense? I'm going to keep going, but wait a minute, I probably need to lift it up and see where do I need to keep putting. Oh, I don't need to put it all the way over here. When I lift it up to the light, I can see. It's not very easy to see on this video, but trust me, put it up to the light and you'll see. You want to make sure that your poppy, the red, is going across those black lines of the poppy on the other side. Looks kind of messy, doesn't it, kindergartners? Oh, trust me, we'll clean it up. It'll look great when we're finished. And I can even put some glue over my red because these overlap. They go over each other a little bit. Okay. And we're just going to keep going all the way around. We want to make sure it gets covered. I'm going really fast. I've made this project a few times, and so I can go a little quicker, but take your time. Some students really like to tear tiny pieces of paper. Some students like to have bigger tears of paper. Okay, let me see. I'm going to hold it up to the light. I can see by holding it up to the light, I'm missing a part right over here. So I'll put that over there. hold it up to the light. Yep, and I'm missing things over here too. So, I need to get some of my scraps. And I keep tearing. Okay, let's see, how am I doing? Oh, I have a little bit more. All right, I can tell I'm almost finished. Kindergartners, once you get your flower covered, I'm gonna hold it up to the light. And this one doesn't wanna stick down, so I'm gonna put more glue there. It looks kind of messy, doesn't it? Oh, and I see little pieces of white. I really wanna cover that. Kind of fun to tear paper, it's not a problem, right? We don't wanna tear our books. We don't wanna tear things that we're not allowed to tear, but I'm giving you permission right now to tear that paper. Okay. So I've covered it up. I'm gonna hold it up to the light again. You can't see me do it really well. You can't see what I'm looking for, but you know, there's a little piece. I just checked it. There's still a little piece that's not covered. So I'm gonna cover it up. Now, once you've covered up all those little spots, it's kind of a gluey mess. It sticks to my fingers, and that's okay. Glue washes off. Then, I'm going to turn it back over. I want you to give it time to dry. I am not giving mine time to dry because I want to finish showing you how to make this. So I'm flipping it over. Mine is still wet, but it'll be okay. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go around. I'm going to cut on the outside of this poppy. Does that make sense? And I have to watch where I'm going. I don't want to go down this line. I want to stay on the outside of my poppy. Okay. And with my glue being wet, it makes it a little tricky to cut. So I think once your glue is dry, it'll be easier to cut. Remember, I don't want to go in between those petals. I want to stay on the outside. Sometimes we get so excited about cutting that we just keep going. So it's important that you stop and look at what you're doing. Here I go. I'm coming around that last petal. They almost look like a heart shape, don't they? All right. Here we go. I'm coming around and I'm done. So I cut away all this outside stuff, but what I'm left with, I'm going to turn my poppy over. That's my poppy. And it looks kind of like I almost have petals. Does that make sense? I'll hold it up for you. See that? All of those tears make it look like I have petals. Now we're going to get our little black piece because I know poppies, when I see them out in our community, I know that they're in the middle, they're black. And once again, I'm going to tear, I'm going to rip paper. That's where all the seeds are kept. How many of you like poppy seed muffins? Do you get those sometimes? Oops, that little piece wants to come with me. Okay. So you just need a few pieces of black on the inside because that's the center of the poppy flower. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to put my paper scraps away. I'm going to put my lid on my glue for just a minute. We're going to listen to it click. Oh, mine doesn't click. It's kind of gooey. All right. I don't need my scissors anymore. Now I'm going to get my big turquoise piece of paper, kindergartners, and you're going to put your poppy on that big blue piece of paper. But I need some crayons. The first crayon I need is, well, first I think what I'll do is I'm going to glue it in place. Let's do that. I'm going to put a big glob of glue. I know it seems weird to put glue on this part that's all printed. This project is kind of backwards, isn't it? All right, now I'm going to glue it in place. And then I need to draw a stem for my poppy. Poppies have kind of a nice long stem. If you looked at a poppy stem, they're almost kind of, they've got little hairs on them. They're kind of furry. Isn't that interesting? I could color my stem. And then poppies have leaves and they're kind of jagged. They're not super pokey, but they're just, this is the way they are. They're just kind of jagged. So I'm going to make what I call a scribble leaf, right? I can scribble and it's good enough. There it is. And sometimes that leaf is lighter or darker on the inside. So I can color in my leaf. And then we can be thinking about Memorial Day and how that's a time where people wear poppies on their lapel to remember people in their family who served in the armed forces. The Poppy Lady is a story that talks about that. I'm getting a lighter green crayon and I'm going to add some details. It's kind of hard to see on my whiteboard today, but if you were at home doing this project, get that light green crayon. It looks yellow, doesn't it? But here it says green, yellow. So I'm using that light green crayon to add a little bit of detail. I might even add some of that. Well, I want to add some of that fur that's on the side of the stem. Okay, and that is our poppy. If you wanted, you could even write the words, the Poppy Lady. The, T-H-E, poppy, P-O, pop. There's two of them, two P's, pop, ye, ye. What letter is that? That's why the Poppy Lady, L, A, D, take that D, laid, ye. The Poppy Lady. And this is our poppy for the story, The Poppy Lady. I hope you had a nice Memorial Day. Normally we really look forward to Memorial Day because it's a nice day off in the springtime. But we've had so many of those days off, they're all starting to feel like one is the same as the other. Anyhow, I hope you enjoy this project. Have fun tearing paper.